I Heart Huckabees is a philosophical comedy about environmental activist Albert Markovsky, who begrudgingly teams up with Corporation Huckabees to save a local Martian woods from being torn down and developed on. In the midst of this fight, he hires existential detectives Vivian and Bernard Jaffe, yes, they are a married couple, to investigate a coincidence for him. Throughout the course of the movie, he interacts with the aforementioned detectives, as well as characters such as Tommy Korn, another man who has sought out the help of Vivian and Bernard, Brad Stand, a Huckabees employee who is trying to take over Albert's job, Don Campbell, the face of Huckabees and Brad's girlfriend, and Catherine Vauban, a French thinker whose philosophy rivals that of the detectives. The first time I watched this movie, I did not fully understand how many profound philosophical questions it packed into an hour and 47 minutes. All I knew was that it was funny, full of interesting characters, and made me think. It wasn't until maybe the 10th, maybe the 20th rewatch, because this is the kind of movie you watch over and over again for the rest of your life, that I started to sense the philosophical genius of it. Not only are each of the philosophical questions posed uniquely developed on their own, they also come together to weave interwoven narratives and move forward the plot and characters. The way that director and writer David O. Russell manages to accomplish this feat is by attaching each philosophical conundrum to a different character, and letting the argument unfold as the character develops. The most obvious example of this is, in my opinion, seen with Tommy and his feelings towards petroleum. The first time we are introduced to Tommy, his wife is leaving him, and we see this bit of dialogue very shortly into the scene.
Go with me!
Okay, hold on now. Tell me what happened, okay?
She won't stay and share this with me.
Tell me what that is.
It's important. I mean, I see it so clearly.
Yeah.
You use petroleum, you're a murderer. That's a
Right.
fact.
Yes,
A
yes,
murderer.
I know you said
A murderer!
Killing the ozone and all the creatures that it's hurting.
Calm down.
2,
Yeah.
killing Arabs in oil-producing dictatorships
Right.
where everybody is poor.
Yes.
That is cruelty and it's inhumane.
I know you.
While one of the major plot points of the movie revolves around environmentalism, Tommy's views on the subject are the most drastic, stubborn, and persistent throughout the film. Virtually every time we see his character, he finds some way to relate the usage of petroleum to whatever situation he's in.
Senorita, the petroleum situation was not created by nature like the drought or the olives or any of that. It was created by people, and this is the facts. It was created by people who act like nothing's happening, and that's causing all the problem.
Do you have a job, Tom?
I'm a firefighter.
Oh, God bless you. A hero.
I'm not a hero. We'd all be heroes if we quit using petroleum, though.
Excuse me?
I mean, come on, serious. Put the egos aside for a second, guys, please. Deal with the issues, okay? We have a deadly petroleum situation. Not to mention, shut up! Shut.
While his refusal to let the subject go can at first come off as heroic, we see throughout the development of the movie and Tommy's character that his obsession with petroleum comes from his complete lack of control over many other areas of his life. For example, his crumbling relationship with his wife and daughter, and even the briefly mentioned reason he sought out the detectives in the first place.
Sooner than later, Tommy has been working with us since the big September thing. He's going to be your other...
Yes, that is referring to 9/11, which I will admit I did not catch until having rewatched this movie many times. At the heart of it all lies the question of why bad things happen and what we're supposed to do about it. Throughout the course of the movie, Tommy grapples with the need to do everything to have even an ounce of control, and the existential dread that tells him to do nothing at all, as we can see with lines such as,
So if this world is temporary,
Yeah.
identity is an illusion,
Yeah.
then everything is meaningless, and it doesn't matter if you use
No,
petroleum.
no,
That's got me very confused.
and
I refuse to use petroleum. But there's no way I could stop its use in my lifetime, is there?
No.
I mean, Jimmy Carter would have a great electric car by now. I could have a Cadillac Escalade, then it'd be electric.
as Tommy's character develops, so too does the existential debate about control and what to do when we don't feel that we have any. But, of course, I can't tell you how it resolves. To know that, you'll have to watch the movie and see for yourself. Next up is Dawn's character, and how she interacts with the idea of prettiness. Her first introduction to us is through Albert's eyes, as he is swept through a slightly distorted series of memories and imaginings, and somewhere in betweens.
Don't look at me. What's wrong with you? Beat it.
After that, we see her on posters hung up all throughout Huckabees, and pass by her filming a commercial. This is when we are first tipped off to the fact that her view of herself and feelings of worth are not what we might have expected from somebody so beautiful.
Let me try that one more time. Okay. Tops and mops, 50% off all women's shirts and hair products this week only at Huckabees, the everything store.
Don, can we do it one more time? I think we can do it better.
I suck, Daryl.
You're doing
I
so
really
great,
sucked.
Dawn.
I can't do this. I can't do it.
Don't give me that
What's wrong with
face.
me?
Later in the movie, we get this conversation touching directly on the issue.
Miss Campbell, how have you felt about being pretty?
Oh, please. I don't think of myself as being that pretty. Oh, yes, that's changed at Huckabees, but, you know, I was never the pretty girl.
Really?
No. I just have to keep up with this gorgeous hottie.
Her answer doesn't come off as shallow or attempted politeness, but rather a genuine product of the way she's been taught to see the world. In her mind, looks equal worth. It's why she's convinced a relationship with Brad is worth holding on to, even with everything that's wrong with him, and why she may not truly believe she is pretty. If she doesn't feel worthy on the inside, how can she possibly be beautiful on the outside? Throughout the movie, she struggles with the need to be pretty in order to be worthy, and the intense insecurity she actually feels.
Wake up, pretty girl. The joke's on you. The joke is on you.
Don't
Look at me. I just want to be left alone. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of you all looking at me. Look at me. Please, please, please. Everybody look at me now. I am so pretty. I am so pretty. Look at me. Everybody just wants to be me. I'm pretty.
Dawn's character and relationship with her looks tackle questions about worthiness and beauty, where self-confidence comes from, and how much outer beauty really matters. Her trajectory lends itself to a powerful commentary on what it truly means to be beautiful, but again, you'll have to watch the movie to see what that is. Finally, I want to highlight the character of Brad Stand. His recurring motif throughout the movie is his connection to singer Shania Twain. His first scene shows him telling this story to a group of fellow Huckabees employees.
Listen to the master, all right?
I'm with Shania. We're opening a mega store down by the Loop. Shania's there promoting her apparel, right? It's 4 o'clock and she's starving, so I order her a ton of tuna fish sandwiches.
No mayo.
Stop
darling. Shania hates mayo, all right? And she can't eat chicken salad. That's no joke, right? We gave it to her once, she threw up in the limo. The lady hates chicken salad. So I bring out a bunch of tuna fish sandwiches. She still doesn't believe me. I say, Shania, I'm allergic to mayo, right? Which, by the way, is a lie. Shania still doesn't believe me, so I eat 2 of the sandwiches in front of her to prove it. So she eats 1.5 sandwiches, 1.5 sandwiches, before she realizes it's chicken salad.
She actually likes it.
The next scene shows him walking into a conference room holding a big poster with a picture of Shania Twain on it, and his next time on screen, he again enters into a meeting room, this time with a life-size cardboard cutout of the woman. In each of these 3 scenes, he is met with cheers and praise. His obsession with Shania Twain is clear, as is the reason for it, considering the reactions his behaviors warrant. However, it is possibly not until this scene that we realize the depth of the matter.
You have several stories that you like to tell over and over and over and over.
Oh, that's not... Come on, that's a lie. I'm not boring like him.
Like the mayonnaise story, the mayo story.
May 18th, sales meeting.
Shania's there, promoting her apparel, right? It's 4 o'clock. She's starving. She hates mayonnaise, right? Allergic to it. So I order a ton of tuna fish sandwiches. Back then, that's all she's eating. Tuna fish. No mayo, darling.
June 5th, driving range.
No joke. We gave her a chicken salad sandwich once. She threw up in the back of the limo.
June 30th, the lake.
Shania's there, promoting her apparel, right? It's 4 o'clock, and she's starving. She's a busy lady. So I order a ton of tuna fish sandwiches. That's all she's eating back then, tuna fish.
July 9th, flight 27 to Chicago.
Shania's there promoting her apparel, right? It's 4 o'clock, she's starving. The lady hates chicken salad. Gave it to her once, she threw up.
August 17th, conference call.
Shania's there promoting her apparel, right? No mayo. She hates it, and she cannot eat chicken salad. That's no joke.
September 3rd, in traffic, your cell phone.
Shania's there promoting her apparel, right? Back then, that's all she's eating, tuna fish. No mayo. I ate 2 of the sandwiches in front of her. She now eats 1.5. Now she believes me. She eats 1.5 sandwiches before she realizes it's chicken salad.
Why do you think that you tell the Mayo story so much?
I don't know why.
It's propaganda
For mayonnaise.
for you.
Specifically, you're so impressive because you know Shania, And you're so strong because you pull one on her.
You're a funny guy, a good guy.
Keeping everyone laughing so that maybe, quote, you don't get depressed.
But what's so great about depression?
Nothing. Unless it holds the key to something you compulsively avoid, so it'll never be examined or felt. Hence your behavior becomes repetitive, like the story.
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 Shut up.
All right. I don't have to tell stories.
What do you think would happen if you didn't tell the stories? Are you being yourself?
How am I not myself?
How am I not myself?
Myself.
How am I not myself?
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 How am I not myself? How am I not myself?
How am I not myself? How am I not myself?
How am I not myself?
As is made clear in this beautiful scene, which is one of my favorites in the movie, Brad's character and the way he interacts with the celebrity figure Shania Twain poses questions about sense of self, others' perceptions of us, and how we reconcile the two into a cohesive identity. Brad needs other people to like him, to the point where he's sacrificed knowing who he is, so long as others think that they know him, and know that they like him. He needs to be strong and powerful, and grapples with the vulnerability that genuine human emotions present him with. At the same time, he longs to break free of the mold he's trapped himself into.
Don't tell anybody. No, tell everybody. I can't tell everybody. Oh, maybe not.
But wait a second.
Oh, no, please don't tell anybody. You didn't see me cry. Nobody sees that picture!
These feelings are ones that I'm sure everyone can relate to in some way or another. After all, one of the most fundamental questions we can ask ourselves is about who we really are. Brad's character arc represents his journey as he attempts to answer these questions for himself. And, once again, you'll have to watch the movie to see how it plays out. In conclusion, I Heart Huckabees accomplishes the daunting feat of taking these philosophical queries and weaving them into the cast of characters in ways that not only make the characters interesting and relatable, but also force us to ask questions of ourselves. Every time I watch this movie, I'm left pondering all of the questions and conflicts I've highlighted in this video and more for days. And I Heart Huckabees somehow manages to do all of that while also being one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. So, do yourself a favor and watch this movie the very next chance you get.